I hope you all had an amazing 2023. It was a big year for me and Jenni Webb Astrology. I started some new things this year. I expanded on what I had already done. As some of you know, I began Patreon and the Learn Astrology tier back in March of 2023. So thank you to all of you that joined last spring. I've added a lot of learning videos, did a lot of bonus content, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Toward the end of the year, I started adding in like a Monday morning update. I've been really busy lately, but I will get back to doing that every week after the first of the year, and we may have a few more of those in December. But in December, I do spend a lot of time preparing for the next year, so we'll see how it goes. But there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to on Patreon for next year. And this year, especially the learning videos, I've done about one a month. Expect more next year. So this year I started Patreon. I did some new things on social media. I cleaned up my website. I added new services. There were many, many weeks where I was busy every single day, working 7 days a week. I did a lot of research. We started the zodiac stone. So a lot going on. And now Joe and I are kind of going into maintenance mode. We'll be expanding a little bit on what we've already done, but the good news is, especially for the Learn Astrology tier, we're now going to do at least 2 videos a month, and I would like to tell you all about that. And we're also going to have a few free videos for those of you who follow me but are not part of the $5 and $10 tier. Or if you're part of the $5 tier, there's a few learn videos that you can watch that will make it easier for you to follow along with my daily and weekly updates. So let's take a look at the lesson guide. I have updated it, rearranged things, I added a lot. So there's quite a bit to go through. It's gonna look very different from the last one you saw, which I think I updated in October. So on the first page here, I explain what we can look forward to next year. Guess what's coming in July? A prediction tier. So we can start learning about how we do predictions, especially transits. Transits are a good way to start. There's all kinds of prediction tools. Most of them are probably at the advanced level, but transits is a good place to start. So that will be beginning July 2024. It will be called the Introduction to Prediction series. Right now I rearranged some things in collections as well. So I moved the Introduction to Astrology Natal Chart series to its own group. And then we have a Learn Intro collection that's called, I think, Intro Extras. So I've rearranged a lot of things in collections. You'll want to go over there and look around. There's also a collection now that's called Learn free videos. So that's for everyone. And with the prediction tier, that will help you follow along with me as I discuss the current planetary transits in the daily and weekly post. And it will help you in looking at your own natal astrology chart and maybe those of friends and family. And it will help you identify some of those big transits, the bigger, longer term transits affecting your life. So for example, when I say Pluto is going into Aquarius or the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction will happen spring 2024, you're going to have a better understanding of what I mean, because a natal chart is different from transits and predictions. So where the planets were the day you were born is significant, but where they are today and comparing that to when you were born, that's significant, and that's how we do predictions. And you can also use transits to go back into the past and see what happened or what's developing right now. And we will start the prediction tier in July. And so I'm going to go through some of those dates with you for a minute. As the prediction tier gets up and running, we will expand on the natal chart series. So right now we're doing the 100 series, which is basics of the natal chart, but starting in July, we're going to focus on one planet per month, and we're going to go through all of the zodiac signs per planet. So for example, the moon we are going to do in July 2024, and I'm going to go through every one of the moon signs and give some keywords for that and explanations for that and what that means. And then in August, we're going to look at Mercury, and we're going to go through all of the signs. So whether you want to be an astrologer one day and read for people, or maybe you're just interested in knowing more about your own astrology chart, the Learn Astrology tier will be very beneficial in helping you break that down. And that will also be fun because I can use your chart as an example. And if you feel comfortable, you can give me some feedback on that and what that means for you. And we can include that in these videos, because I can describe to you what it means, but you may have additional insight because that's your chart. So if you have Mercury in Aries, you've lived with that your whole life. So you can teach us a little bit. So as the month before we start a particular one, so the moon, we're doing that in July. In June, I will probably put out a post asking for volunteers, or if I have your chart and I know you have Moon in Capricorn, I may send you an email and say, hey, here's what Moon in Capricorn generally means. How does this play out in your life? And so we'll look into that more as the time gets closer. But if you feel like providing information about your chart, if you're comfortable with that, you can also do it anonymously. But I think that, I want this to be a community. I'm happy to teach you and talk to you, but I would rather have us interact and be working with each other. I think that's very, very helpful in learning astrology. I learn from my clients all the time. For 2025, so the year after next, I am contemplating additional tiers if you want to dive into the natal chart a little bit more and do more advanced prediction. I could do live videos where we have live Q&A, and could also do mentorship where we have, with the tier would come maybe a one-on-one with me for 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll explore that in late 2024. I'll explore that with you guys and get some feedback from you. But if anyone is interested in that, that's something that we can do. And I do private mentorship now. So if you're interested in that, you want to be an astrologer, then email me and I'll let you know my rates for that. So you can scroll through the rest of this and at your leisure, but I did want to go through some of this with you. The first part here is the current available lessons, and you go to my Patreon homepage, click on collections, and look for the ones that begin with Learn. So I did create a Learn with free videos. We have What is a Natal Astrology Chart, which was my first one, and then the Moon Void, of course, will be hopefully released in January. And then we have all the examples. Those will now be in the free video tier. And so if you are part of the $5 or $10 a month, then you can request that your chart be used as an example. And I usually ask for volunteers about a month or so before I do these. So the examples for 103 and 104, I just ask for volunteers. I won't be doing those in December, but I should be able to release that in January. Then we have Introduction to Natal Chart Series. We have 101 through 104. And then Applying Your Knowledge, which will be released December 7th. That's coming up very soon. And then I have the list of Intro to Astrology, the extras. And I didn't realize I had done that many. But here are all the extras. Some of the first two, the Evolutionary Astrology and Lunar Phases, that's more of those are more formal videos with PowerPoints. And then we've done a couple mythology. I would like to do more, but I don't have them written up here. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. I'd like to focus on getting all the intro videos out first, and then maybe in 2025 we could do more of the mythology. And then here we have the supplements. Now there's a couple keyword lists that I put out earlier in 2023, but there's an expanded list that will come out with the Applying Your Knowledge. So Applying Your Knowledge comes out on December 7th, and there's an expanded keyword list that comes with that. So you'll want to make sure that you download that one. There's a lot more zodiac sign keywords with that. So in the works, we have the Intro Astrology, the 100 series. We still have 105 through 110. The houses will be split into 2, but hopefully I can release both of those in February. I think that would be too long if I did it all in the same video. We'll have another Applying Your Knowledge. So I have Applying Your Knowledge 1 that comes out really soon, and then Applying Your Knowledge 2, that will be planets in house. And there'll be lots of house keywords in a PDF that you can download and use for that. And then I've added a 200 series, which will start in July. This is what I was talking about. We'll have the moon, Mercury, Venus through all the zodiac signs. So that will be helpful in you understanding your own chart. And if, like I said, if you would like to provide any feedback on that, that would help the rest of us learn more about how these planets operate in each one of the zodiac signs. And then we have the Learn Introduction to Prediction series, which will also start in January. So we'll spend the first half of the year, January through, the prediction series starts in July. But we'll have the Introduction to Astrology, the 100 series. We're going to wrap that up January through May. June, haven't planned anything then, just to kind of give myself a little break or to play catch up if we get behind. So this is an ambitious schedule, so it is subject to change. We'll see how it goes, but like I said, I spent a lot of time this year redoing my website and adding services. There was a lot of writing I had to do. I wrote a book, and just getting everything set up took a lot of time. And so there are a lot of things that I've completed, and hopefully we have enough time to do all of these videos. I'm really excited to do the deep dive here, and I'm excited to start talking to you about predictions. So that'll help you when I say, Pluto is going into Aquarius, and the Neptune-Saturn conjunction on the world axis at 0 degrees of Aries. It'll be easier for you to understand this. And I think there's a lot of confusion between the natal chart, which is where the planets were the day you were born, and then where the planets are today. How is that connected? What does that mean? This will help you sort all of that out. But that will be just the introduction. That'll be the tip of the iceberg. It'll feel like a lot of information, but it's really not compared to everything that we can go through. I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. So coming in 2025, we'll probably have an intermediate level or an advanced level. So I'm not sure how I'll break those up. The prediction series will be part of the $10 a month, so you won't have to pay any more to get the introduction to prediction. But going into intermediate and advanced, those tiers could be $15 a month, $20 a month. I'm not sure yet how we're going to work that out. If you have any questions or feedback about that, or things you'd like to learn about, if you're interested in mentorship, please send me a message and let me know on what you're interested in learning, and we'll definitely touch base toward the end of 2024. And once you're in a tier, you don't have to stay there. If you're in the $5 tier, you can go up to the $10 tier. If you decide you want to do the intermediate for 3 months, you can do that. Or you want to do mentorship just for 6 months, you could do a $20 a month tier just for 6 months, and then you can drop back to 10 or 5. Just because you join in on a tier for a little bit doesn't mean that you have to stay there. Maybe you only want to do mentorship for 3 months. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. You're never stuck in any tier, and I will never will never get mad or have my feelings hurt if you decide you don't want to do it anymore, or you drop back to a different tier, or you just want to do free videos for a while. Don't ever feel like you don't have to commit forever. It's month to month, and I don't get upset or get my feelings hurt at all. This is all available to you, and you make your decision based on what you need in the moment. And so this last page just is a little explanation of how to find what you're looking for. So that's more for new people trying to figure this out. I had where before you had to search by keyword and title to find particular videos. You don't have to do that anymore because I have collections. But if you're having trouble finding what you want, message me, I'll help you find it. Or you can go to this search box, and you know, if you just want to know about the moon videos might be in various places. So, and as we go along, maybe I'll have a moon collection and Venus collection, Mars collection. So if you have any ideas on how I can make your learning experience easier, please let me know. If there's anything you would like to learn about, anything I could do a video on that you would like to discuss, again, please let me know. I am here for you. Let's make it a great 2024.